This lesson on like terms actually comes from a special book we have in the classroom, in an Algebra 1 book. So you'll be able to complete this work only at school. And your references are that the Algebra 1 book, pages 36 through 39. A term is different parts of an expression separated by an addition or a subtraction symbol. So if you look here, we have three terms. We have 2xy, that's one term. Here's the plus sign, the addition sign that's going to separate it to the next term, which is x squared. And then there's a subtraction sign that separates this constant, 4, and that's the third term. Each of these terms have special names, and so we're going to talk about those. A constant is a term with no variables. Now, all numbers are constants. So 23 is a constant, 54 is a constant, -4 is a constant. Any number without a variable is a constant. A coefficient is the number that multiplies the variable. So in the example above, we have 2xy. It is the 2 that is the coefficient, because that 2 is being multiplied by the variables. Now, if there is no variable shown, like in this one, xy, if there's no variable shown, then that coefficient is 1. And you need to remember that, because when you go to add or subtract, you need that 1. So if there is no variable shown, no constant shown, no coefficient shown, that coefficient equals 1. Now we'll start talking more about like terms. And like terms, I need to adjust this for you. Like terms have the same variables and the same exponents. All numbers, all constants are like terms. So 2004 are both like terms. -20 and 16 are all like terms. But otherwise, they must have the same variables and the same exponents. So I'm going to show you a list of like terms and unlike terms. So here's my like terms list. These are like terms. 3xy and -yx are like terms because they have the variables are both the same. And even though because of the commutative property they've been switched around, they are still the same. Well, you say, where's the coefficient? Well, if the coefficient isn't shown, it is 1. So the coefficient here would be -1. In the next example, 4a and 3a are like terms, and that's because they have the same variables. The next one, -5x squared and 2x squared are like terms. They're like terms because they have the same exponents. And then all constants are like terms. Now let's take a look at the unlike terms. Unlike terms, x and y are unlike terms. If it was just 1x plus 1y, they're unlike terms, they can't be added. A and AB are unlike terms. Yes, they both have an A, but because there is no B, they are considered unlike terms. And remember that they must have the same exponents. So x, which would be x to the first power, and x squared, or x to the second power, are not like terms because they have different exponents. Only like terms can be added or subtracted. And that's why it's really important for you to know the difference, because only like terms can be added or subtracted. You can multiply or divide unlike terms, but you cannot add or subtract unlike terms. Really important thing to remember. Now, I'm going to give you the practice for this because you don't have a book at home. So turn to page 36 in your journal and we will do this practice. I know why. Okay, so terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. So the first thing we're going to do is circle the terms. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's the fourth one. Okay, so there are 4 terms here. In the second one, it says, name the coefficients. A coefficient is a number that multiplies a variable. So 5 multiplies a variable, so 5 is a coefficient. 10 multiplies a variable. And I'm going to give you a secret here. This is actually a negative 10. And I want you to realize that because the sign goes with the number, the term that follows it. So this is actually a negative 10 written here. And then this one is a 3. Then it asks you to look at the third thing and say, are these the terms like or unlike? And explain. So we look at negative CD and 5DC. Well, we know in order for them to be like terms, the variables have to be the same. And the variables are the same. CD and DC, even though the commutative property has been used and they're not in the same order, they are the same. They are like terms. So we would say they are like terms because the variables are the same. In the next example, we've got 2p to the third and 2p to the fourth. Are they like terms or unlike terms? Those are unlike terms. And why are they unlike terms? Because they don't have the same exponents. You will get to do more practice with this tomorrow when you come into class. You will have to use the Algebra 1 book, so you'll need to request that in order to complete your assignment. If you have any more questions about it, I'll be here to help you, so I'll see you tomorrow.